Hello and welcome back to Exeter City, where whilst we are top of League 2 currently, for one episode only, we get to pretend we're League 1. And that is because in the Father Jonathan's Trophy, we have drawn Portsmouth away to immediately precede the Rotherham match that we were already going to do. So instead of the Northampton game that follows, we're doing the Portsmouth game that precedes it. Now, I wouldn't normally care about the Father Jonathans. This just sort of lined itself up quite nicely. Two teams who are currently doing quite well in League 1 as well. So should we capitalise on our 6/3 point advantage in League 2, depending on what Crawley do there, this will very much give us a estimation of how we're going to fare in League 1 next year if we maintain our form. Portsmouth currently in 9th, although game in hand, Rotherham in 3rd. The games since we last met, of course, also include the final concluding game of that group stage of the Father Jonathan's Trophy, where Callum Lascelles scored a goal. Embarrassing for Bristol Rovers, that. We beat Oldham, Carlisle and Rochdale, losing to Colchester. They got their revenge, and that's that. 2 late goals against Rochdale also helped, although their penalty was actually between the 84th minute and the 94th minute goals there. There was no drawing to be had in that game. For this Portsmouth game, we've sort of actually rotated in and out first and second team players over this period. So the ones that were knackered were actually partially second team players anyway. We're going to have to rest everyone for the Rotherham game, but for this game, before the match against Portsmouth, Dawson remains in goal, of course. Fleming at left back, Stubbs, Fernandez, Josh Key at right back, Morton Dieng, Ramirez in centre midfield. Yeah, that Ramirez, who at 34 agreed a very reasonable wage of £1,800. The curious part of this one is, I trialled him, he wanted £5,000. His trial ended, he wanted 1.8 thousand. I don't know if it was just the time frame that happened in between those, just got more desperate, but thank you for slashing your demands, Ramirez. Formerly of Chelsea, actually joined Chelsea just after Portsmouth left the Premier League, so never got to play them in league format. So this is a novelty for him. Yeah, spent some time in China and a year in Brazil. In the meantime, he's a very good player for this division. Ramirez is in League 2. If you catch your mind back, I did mention I was trying to get a midfielder in. This was him. Physical's starting to go. His natural fitness is 9, so it's kind of surprising that he's still holding on this well at 34. But obviously, technically, mentally, oh god, for this division, stupid. He's only here to the end of the year, but there is a extension if he plays 5 league games. Yeah, 5. So that's going to happen. Marcus Barnes on the right, Matt J on the left, Kieran Phillips up front. Like I say, being a bit mix and match between first and second team players, that right inside entirely second choice. No Giovanni Brown in the team. Actually, I think there's 6 loanees in the squad today. That's fine because it's not a league match. Ramirez needs a number, of course, and well, he's not having 9. Danny Cowley now at Portsmouth, formerly of Lincoln, so I have a strong love of him and everything that he did for the Imps. There's a reason why I haven't really done a Lincoln save on my channel, despite them being my local club growing up. He was the reason, just out of respect. Obviously not been there for a bit. Appleton got us into the, or kept us in the promotion spots and nearly got us promoted last year. Not going so well this year, so maybe next year's game will be the time to do a Lincoln save. Of course, continuing my trend of picking teams who play in red and white. Got to have one every single FM, seemingly. Anyway, Hume on this left-hand side. Robertson is bizarrely dispossessed by Marcus Barnes there. I don't know what happened. He just walked into him and just stood in front of him long enough that he just closed into him. Ramirez is here. Ramirez instant impact. I couldn't think of the worst to explain what happened with Marcus Barnes and that defender. Thankfully, Ramirez solved that problem by scoring. Welcome to Exeter. I'm sure this is where he dreamed of ending his career. But doing that role to perfection is Ramirez. It's the role I referred to in the Tenerife save as the Frank Lampard role. Midfielder, getting to the edge of the box just in time. A man, of course, played alongside Frank Lampard and learned the role very well. Marcus Barnes, though, to Morton. Fleming finds Matt J, finds Ramirez. I don't know what the rest of the Exeter squad think of this, by the way. They must be utterly baffled. Tunnicliffe, Conville. I've not actually checked the season preview, but I suspect he's usurped Cameron Dawson as the best player in the division. Matt J, it's not gone well. They're on the ball again. They found some space. He's going to have a punt from there. Dawson's a good goalkeeper. Fernandez clears. In fact, I have actually just realised the entirety of the left-hand side, our first choice. The entirety of the right-hand side, our second choice. Key, Fernandez, Dieng, Barnes, Phillips if we sort of do a diagonal line. Whereas the entire left-hand side, if you include Ramirez as well in that, Stubbs, Fleming, Ramirez, J, all first choice players. We split it straight down the middle, almost. In terms of outfield players, 50-50. That's a corner that's not gone well for them so far, but they do retain possession back out to McConville and inwards to Tunnicliffe. It had a whiff of a penalty about it for a moment there. That's an unfortunate clearance, which Marcus Barnes just makes worse by heading it straight to them. I don't know what he was thinking there. Morrill having a standoff in that corner now, but they've given up and gone all the way back to Robertson to try again a different way. Cross to Tunnicliffe, cross to Hurst, Jacobs. Is he going to go all the way around there? No, there's a person with space. Oh, they should have gone for the man who made the run there in the middle. He was properly in. Bit of a let off there as poor decision making happens, and Dawson with a good save there. We brought a total of 147 people to Fratton Park today, and they are being rewarded currently, especially as it's raining. What a miserable day. Tyler Morton looks like he may have suffered a bruised shin. Oh well, bless him, he'll be alright. McConville. Is he going to be dispossessed here? No, he finds O'Brien, who finds Morrill, who finds Hackett. Good possession play from Portsmouth. They're not going to get that one through, though. Marcus Barnes not having a good game, but I don't have Giovanni Brown on the bench, who has continued to be our best player. Thompson, Robertson, a little bit concerned by this highlight. It's gone on for a little while, and they're still in possession. Jacobs is in. This isn't good news. Of course, it's first goal of the season. Yep. Football manager has happened. Number 14, possibly a second choice player. Sorry, is that 24 actually? Regular starter actually though. He is a first choice player, although played 3 games. I wonder if he's starting to get a little bit upset, although he is on big wages. 2 tired players coming off, 2 underperforming players coming off. Morton and Marcus Barnes have both come off. Nombe comes onto the less favoured side. And Kite, who is a player who does exist for us, I swear. I understand that he's just materialised out of nowhere after not featuring in any episode so far. Yeah, very much down the pecking order. Beereth is available. He's going to come on for what will be extra time, which we absolutely don't need. Oh, it's penalty takers, actually. Never mind. I have no idea how good the person he just replaced is, but Beereth, very least, third best penalty taker right now. Displaying little emotion. I'll get him on second. Ramirez on the key third one, I think. Fleming on the key fourth one is slightly more composed with penalty taking. And De Yang on the fifth. We'll just make sure Kai takes the sixth with his slightly better composure. Tell them I have faith in this penalty shootout. Hackett. I did think it went to extra time, but no. Matt J to take the first. Why is it always the best penalty taker? O'Brien, although he's been saved as well, so that's going to help out massively. Beereth now steps up for his and buries it. Good job, Mika. Jacobs steps up for Portsmouth and buries his. In case you're not wondering, your eyes are not deceiving you. I did just have to tweak my webcam. Realised looked like I had a solar flare in my face. Ramirez. Go on, mate. Cool and collected. Absolutely sure that's where he thought he was going to be a 34. Burying a penalty for Exeter in the Father Jonathan's trophy. McConville. We'll have to make sacrifices in life. Fleming. Good lesson for us all. Fleming does this one, and that was cool as you like. Did say it was calm. Thompson still. Excellent for him. Yeah, I also realised, by the way, that the first episode of this series had a very similar problem in terms of the camera. Didn't notice it until I finished recording. It's very much something I'm paying attention to going forward. Dieng is a problem this camera has in general. I don't know why. Dieng, thank God, keeps us in this. I'd like to do as well. It'd be nice to win this trophy just so that I don't have to care about it in League One ever. I mean, I don't really need to care about it anyway, but if we can tick it off, it'll be lovely, because then it absolutely means nothing from here on in. If I get promoted out of League One by the time we get to the point without winning this trophy, I won't lose sleep over it. But it'll be just nice to have, as Kite really pushes his luck there. Stupid League One, League Two penalty shootouts. Why are these always ridiculous lengths? Morrill destroys that one. Why does these, at this level of football, why do penalty shootouts always take this long? Every time. Sam Nombe now. Puts that one away. I think he was the one who missed the crucial penalty last time out. 6-6. Carter. Saved, even though my goalkeeper went into the goal. All right, all the pressure is on Sam Stubbs, one of our better players, but a central defender nonetheless. But with a striker's finish, Matt J, the best penalty taker, misses, because of course he does. Even game. Nice to know that away at Fratton Park, 1-1. No idea how full strength they were. Ramirez scores an English football comeback. This game was Ramirez's first game in English football since departing Chelsea in 2016. That's a sentence. 20 grand for that. Which, in fairness, every penny helps. Sorry, how is 400 grand evaporated? More importantly, how is 400 grand evaporated whilst also making a profit altogether? We're in debt when we started, actually. That's presumably friendly money. Yeah, Ramirez's arrival does do things to the wages. I'll just put every penny in the wage budget just to make it less annoying. Amusingly, Ramirez isn't regarded as one of our best 2 players. Don't know how. Tyler Morton, who is 4 stars in our own squad, and Dawson, who is 4 stars in their own squad, hates big games and is inconsistent. Okay, good to know. Going forward. Wait a second. Oh, we're favourites now. Salford a second. What a difference Ramirez made. Oh dear, that's got worse. Ramirez at Exeter reminds me of the time Edgar Davids was involved with Barnet, or when I think it was Yaya Toure was training with Shrewsbury. I know nothing ever came of that, but still baffling. Oh, Arsenal's under 23s. Our arch nemesis. For those that don't know the story, Arsenal under 23s beat us in the Papa John's Trophy, or whatever it was then, when we were with York, when half our team were on international duty. So away at the ASL Stadium at Rotherham, a surprisingly small stadium as we found out last time. I remember it distinctly as being the one that you have an aerial view of on GeoGuessr on that one map. So yeah, it surprised me that it was only 12,000. Dawson in goal though. Hartridge stops. Fernandez is still in that central defence. I don't know if he needs to be changed out at all. Majay a little bit tired. Barnes is still there. Why is Giovanni Brown not gone in? There he is. And Birith up front. As I say, the star of the save so far. 7 goals, 9 assists in 15 starts in fact. 9 goals, 10 assists in 17 starts in total. 19 goal contributions in 17 starts. 3 sub appearances altogether. 7 player of the matches in 17 starts. Ridiculous. Currently, very much my ace in the hole. As Rotherham have Will Grigg, that's a name that everyone should recognise. Josh Vickers in goal. Pretty certain he was the goalie that Lincoln had last year. Might be part of the problem that we've had this year. Barlaser is a former Newcastle person. Shane Ferguson rings a bell as well. I don't know why. Actually, I'm not sure Josh Vickers was the goalkeeper last year for Lincoln, but he definitely played for Lincoln at some point. Kickoff highlight. These are always fun. I was going to have a drink, but we'll commentate first. In our blue kit as well, as Rotherham take the red. Don't get confused. I nearly was there for a moment. Birith. Imagine actual managers being confused of which team you are. We rather like the time Renato Sanchez mistook the boardings for one of his players. Jose Tutu, this staying in Rotherham possession for a full minute, let's be honest, is from kickoff. Easy to count, that one. And that's been whipped in. That couldn't have been closer. But it's a goal kick, and we now have a throw-in. McLaughlin, short to Collins, who, all the way across, doesn't really do much. Sam Stubbs puts it straight back in first time. That was a remarkable ball back in, considering. McLaughlin, though. Dieng. Sule, as we sort of re-steady ourselves, get a few players back. Stubbs, one of those, please, get back in defence. Sule gets through, finds Birith, and Birith back scoring again when he's fit and available, as we saw last time out. Their goalkeeper is very disappointed that he's been beaten in their post. Rotherham, 12,000 seats, and it's very much not being filled right now. Come on, guys, we need some money. But great finish. Very disappointed by the turnout in this match. Can we see the turnout? Our stand, by the way, this bit in the corner, rammed. This is more than 12,000. This looks like the same size stadium we have at Hanover. Maybe it's got another tier. I think the attendance figures turn up at some point during the match, like they do in real life. They don't get announced straight away. Johansson. Anytime you like, mate. Intercepted, but they've got the knockdowns. And Will Grigg, is he on fire? Yes. 10 goals. Yeah, he is. At the very least, he's rather toasty. Wiles. Barlaser. That's annoying as a former Newcastle boy, I think. To Will Grigg, a former Sunderland man, I'm pretty certain. Although that's not where the chant came from. Giovanni Brown on a free kick. He scored then. Oh, he was denied, in fact. It's a corner. Giovanni Brown on subsequent corner. Don't know what happened to my voice. Fernandez. Corner. Briefly inhabited New Jersey. Half an hour gone. Certainly in this. If I can encourage the team, that'd be great. Corner again. This time, starting with the highlight. Sam Stubbs. Close again. Where's Lorenzo Luca when you need him? Note to self. January window. Find someone who's 6'7". Tell you what, though. The one thing I am looking forward to in this save is by the time we're in a position to sign players like Lorenzo Luca, Adiemi, etc., all these great wonder kids that you sign typically in saves this year, they'll be already at big clubs, I would imagine. So we're going to have to find our own wonder kids, find our own names to develop and become stars. We're not going to be relying on the same old players. Part of the reason why I was really looking forward to doing a tier 4 save this time round. Do we get replays in round 2 of the FA Cup anymore? Ramirez come. Imagine being Rotherham, seeing Ramirez come on. Non-based type, but playing well. We'll get Matt J on. Fernandez is having a shocker, but he's the fittest person on this pitch still. You know, we'll leave a third sub. Good timing there. Just had to sneeze. Okay, highlight. Partridge on this left-hand side. Gets it to Matt J. Substitute. Sule. Oh my God, Fuad Sule. I mean, that's a way to score your first goal. Christ, that was very reminiscent. That was reminiscent of the Tyler Morton goal, actually, from an episode or two back. Good God. This, out of nowhere. Astonishing goal. Astonishing goal. Okay, in that case, we will actually freshen up the defence. That's where I'm going to take the third substitution. Josh Key. Speed up that right-hand side of defence. Wait, do we get a fifth substitute here? Oh, that nearly goes in. That was a weird double save by Dawson. He sort of saved it and then resaved it in the same motion. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes of injury time done, and 2-1 victory. Rotherham, embarrassed. Even game on paper, actually. 1-1 would have been reasonably fair. And this is an upset. Rotherham near the top of League 1. We're at the top of League 2. It's an entire division between us, pretty much. Slough dumped out by Crawley. Kidderminster dumped out by Lincoln. If it's going to be anyone, I'm pleased it's Lincoln that did it. Anyone else I would have been annoyed by, because I like to see the non-league teams doing well. York destroyed by Wickham. Although, congratulations for getting to round 2, York. They're tier 6, I'm pretty certain. Still. It looks like there are replays as well, because none of these went to penalties, the ones that are draws. So thank God we scored. Thank God someone scored, at least. 34 grand puts a dent in things. I mean, what a goal, by the way. Oh dear, what do we do about this league game against Northampton? Everyone's going to be shattered. I'm presuming the draw is some point today or on the Monday. Righty-ho then, a lot of teams to be drawn. I'll just let you know who we get. Arsenal play Southampton. Well, it's a big draw. Quick out of the hat, but in terms of money makers, you either want a lower tier opposition or one of these lot. I know what next episode's going to be. A few all-prem games in here as well. Watford v Wolves, Norwich v Everton, Palace v Brighton, along with Arsenal Southampton, of course. Amusingly, Middlesbrough versus Spurs. Funny how things work out. Yeah, so Chesterfield and Wrexham are still in it, but they both have to do a replay, so they're the only Vanarama teams left, unfortunately. So there's no major surprises in round 3, no non-league teams in round 3. Probably once those two resolve each other. We'll find out, there might be. Could we got a bigger one than Manchester UFC, as they are, of course, here? In terms of a money maker, stadium-wise, that's a big one. The gate receipts there weren't sensational. I forgot to change signs for the game, didn't I? Oh well, we're definitely going to be on television as well for this. 75,000 capacity, yes please. So, yeah, I'll play through December. I know Arsenal under 23s isn't exactly glamorous, but I've got revenge to be had on them from a previous save. So Man United and Arsenal next time out, technically. Should be interesting at least. Until then, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, you know the deal. How are you enjoying this series so far? January window will be open by then. I might need transfer advice, although possibly by the time this video goes out, I might be out of it again. We'll see, won't we? Until then, ta-ra.